Hey, so are you going through an emotional crisis? And because of this, when you see that person in public that you haven't seen in a while, you want to run the other way because you're scared you're going to get overly emotional. You're scared you're going to start crying. You're scared you might let all your anger out and this person's going to think you're crazy, right? Well, in this video, I'm going to give you a key strategy here for how you can still be social. You can still navigate those conversations while you're going through something. So going forward, every time you're going through a life crisis or an emotional crisis, you don't have to retreat back into the cave and into isolation, okay? So let's get into this video. Let's dive in right now. All right, so if you're a part of our tribe, welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Rubin and I'm a transformational coach. This channel is dedicated to helping you overcome social anxiety. So if that's something you struggle with, consider hitting that subscribe button. There's a bell notification beside that. Make sure you hit that too so that you know right when I release a video. And then if you want to connect on a more personal level, you can follow me on Instagram and I'd love to hear from you there. I would love to hear all about you and your story on Instagram. Okay, and so it's very important here to understand that when you're interacting with somebody, words are not just words. You're literally exchanging energy with somebody else, okay? So their emotions, their feelings, their thoughts, they're all driving. Their whole internal world is driving and fueling up the words that they're speaking outward, and you're taking that in and processing as that's happening. Okay, and so there's always gonna be a two-way bridge, okay? A bi-directional bridge where your emotions and what you're feeling are going to really affect what you say, how you say it. You think about it like this. You're so anxious, you're so nervous, and you blurt something out and it doesn't come out right, and you're not happy and you regret saying it. Well, that's because your emotions, your feelings were so heightened in that moment. You started to say things that weren't authentic to you. And if you've been a part of our community for a while, you know that we focus on the internal here. We focus on the emotions and the feelings and the thoughts that are going on, this internal landscape, because if we can get this down into a good state and a balanced state on this side, what you say, it just flows outward. Okay, but remember, this bridge is bi-directional, so one side can influence the other side, okay? So we regulate the emotions heavily so that the words come out naturally and effortlessly. But we can also focus on the words themselves and get clarity and examine the words themselves and what they mean to us and choose empowering words, develop empowering language for ourselves during those emotional crises so that when you speak certain words out, it regulates the emotions and what you feel this way. Okay, so when you speak out certain words, it'll actually lower your anxiousness. It'll lower your anxiety. Okay, and why is this? It's because words carry consciousness. Words are not just words, okay? They're not just a bunch of letters put together. Words have meaning, they carry consciousness, and it's specific to you, okay? Certain words, when you hear them, as soon as you take in the word, it's gonna conjure up all sorts of memories, past experiences, feelings associated with those past experiences, different thoughts, different perspectives. It's gonna take you back to your life experiences just by hearing the word itself. Okay, and words can mean different things for different people. You know, the same word that could be super triggering for somebody else, cause this big emotional reaction, could be an empowering word for somebody else. And they could experience all this joy and pleasantness inside by hearing that same word that sent somebody else into a spiral. So I want to go into an exercise with you, and what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be calling out some words, saying out some words out loud, and as you hear them, okay, I want you to, you're going to be doing this with your eyes closed, I want you to just notice inside, what are the feelings that come up? What are the thoughts, okay? What is the past story that's coming up? What are the memories that's coming up within you? Really explore what these words bring up for you, okay? Okay, and so let's get started here. Go ahead and start closing your eyes and getting into a comfortable position. Pause the video if you have to. And let's get started with the first word, okay? So the first word, mom. Okay? What does the word mom mean for you? Is it associated with happiness and good times? Or is it resentfulness, anger, hurt, sadness? Get a feel for this. What are the feelings that are coming up? What are the past memories that are coming up, the past experiences? Okay? What's the story being told when you hear that word? Okay? And the next word, dad. What comes up for you? Notice the thoughts, the feelings, the past experiences, the memories. Your perspective on those past experiences. What's coming up? Okay? Brother. Just notice inside. Sister. I'm going to move a bit faster here. Just noticing what comes up as I say these words. Remember, words carry consciousness. Family. Okay. Notice what comes up. Okay. Relationships. That can mean a number of things, okay? But what's important here is what's the meaning for you, okay? Currently in your life, what's coming up? Friendships or friends. Okay. Career. Success. Keep noticing. Stay with it. Failure. Okay. Notice. Keep noticing. And the last one here, attractiveness. Or even the word attractive. What comes up for you? Right? Does the word come up or do the feelings come up right away? Oh, I'm not attractive. Right? Are you resisting that word? What's coming up? And why? What are the memories that are coming up? What are the experiences around that are coming up? The thoughts and feelings, okay? Okay, so let's come back. Pause the camera if you have to. Take your time coming back. Wiggle out your toes and your fingers. Just start to notice the room around you. Start to open up your eyes. Okay? And how was that for you? What came up? Let me know in the comments. Like, what were the words that you found brought up the most? Okay? And what did you notice about this sentiment that we're talking about, that words carry consciousness? Okay, we want to turn this into a practical strategy. Okay, so I invite you to journal about this. If you don't have a journal, please get a journal. It is one of the most important personal development tools you will ever have. Get yourself a journal. Journal about what came up. Okay, because what we are looking for here is specificity. Okay, because what you will do is if you're going through something, say with your mom or dad or siblings or friends, or maybe it's a career thing that you're going through at the moment, okay? What'll happen is you will avoid an entire conversation at the fear of them bringing up that one specific word or asking that one specific question, okay? And you're gonna throw the baby out with the bathwater, and ultimately you're gonna miss out on opportunities for connection while you're going through this emotional crisis. And if you need more help on the emotional side, the blank mind, the racing heart, the anxiousness is just too much, okay? And you need further support, then I encourage you to book a call with me. I'm gonna link it below the video. I encourage you to book that call so that we can take a look at your situation together and you can learn more about how you can work with me. Okay, so specificity is clear here. Know your trigger words, know what's triggering for you at the moment, okay? Get them down on paper. Know that there's gonna be some possible questions. What are the possible questions that someone might ask, okay, that you're gonna find very triggering and it's gonna send off this big emotional reaction? Get that down in your journal, get it down on paper, okay? The next step is develop empowering language, but remember the two-way bridge, okay? The emotions are the main driver to what you say and how you say it, okay? The words that come out of your mouth, though, remember the words itself, okay? Those also have the ability to regulate your emotions and get you more calm on the inside, okay? Since we're going through an emotional crisis, we're gonna focus on the words and we're gonna table this emotional work for a later time. Okay, and so what is empowering language? Brevity is absolutely essential here. So it's short, light, and truthful. Okay, 3 factors here. Let's break this down. So for example, let's say you're having problems with dad, okay? Your problems with your dad, you're not getting along, or maybe you're estranged at the moment, okay? And then you see that old friend that you haven't seen in a long time or somebody you used to work with, and you see them in public, you see them waving and running over, right? And then you get the feeling. But you're gonna be prepared for this because you're gonna have developed your empowering language, okay? The language that's able to make you calm on the inside, okay? So for example, you start chatting for a little while and the person says, oh, okay, so how's your dad doing? If it's the opposite, if it's long and heavy, okay, instead of short and light, okay, you're gonna end up in an emotional spiral, okay? So if you say, oh, I don't know how he is, we're not getting along right now, and you know, or you don't even have language, you haven't even developed empowering language and you're just completely frozen and emotional, okay? That's gonna end up in an absolute embarrassing moment. Okay, so remember, you wanna keep it short, light, and tell the truth. You don't wanna get into this long and heavy, oh my God, I don't know what's happening, I don't know, I haven't talked to him in a long time. You don't wanna get into that, okay? So, short, light. When the person says, hey, how's your dad doing? Still being an asshole, right? There's lightness to it, okay? And there's a lot of information given in such an empowering, short statement like that doesn't throw off your emotions, okay? So he's still an asshole, he's still being an asshole. Very short, very light, okay? There's information given about your feelings towards your dad in that moment, okay? Your current feelings towards him. There's also information about your current relationship with your father and where that's at, okay? There's information given there. There's also, if you didn't notice, there's a boundary set. Okay, there's a boundary set in a more light and humorous way because now the person has an idea that, okay, maybe that's not the best topic that we want to get into. And if they have any bit of emotional intelligence, you know, maybe they'll change the topic or change the subject, or maybe they'll come in at it with more humor, more lightness, and then you can move on away from that, okay? Away from that little landmine that's sitting inside you. Here's another example. Maybe they start asking about your mom. Maybe your mom's depressed or something like that, and you don't know how to language. Don't get into the long, heavy, oh, you know, she doesn't go out and she's not doing too well. You don't want to get into that. You do not want to get into that, okay? So what you can say, develop that empowering language. Mom's doing her best. Done, okay? Or maybe you have an overbearing or overcritical mom and they ask and you could say, oh, man, she's still needy as hell, okay? Keep it short and light and tell the truth. Okay, and you never know the connections and the doors that can open up for you and the opportunities that can open up. Okay, this person is gonna give you information. As you speak in an empowered way, they're gonna give you information. Maybe the information is, hey, you should always respect your parents and you should always honor them and you should check in on them. Okay, if it's something like that, you have your answer, right? Anyways, have a nice day, okay? But what if it's somebody who truly gets it? They have emotional awareness. they're emotionally intelligent, they get what you're going through, that could turn into say like, hey, I haven't seen you in a while. What are you doing now? Let's go get a coffee. Let's go out for a bit. Let's hang out for a little bit, okay? You never know how that situation is going to turn out. So you always want to go into them with an open mind and an open heart. And what allows you to do that is that empowering language, okay? So if you need more help with this, again, book that call below. I really encourage you to book that call so with that we can take a look at the emotional side together and we can really help you on the grounding. And we also got more resources. We got the free guide and the free masterclass. I'm gonna link those below the video. Highly recommend leveraging those. Those are extremely empowering tools in and of themselves. And if you're still with me, thanks for watching. Here's some other videos you can check out next, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, peace.